Hi everyone, welcome to Constructing the Future podcast. I'm your host, Rhianna Di Trapani. Here we celebrate industry leaders shaping the future of the construction industry. They have inspiring stories and insights to share, and we're excited to be bringing them to you, the listeners. I'm Director of Virtual Civil Consulting, a remote-first company of experienced project managers, providing you with tender support by developing some kick-ass construction methodologies, program CMSs, you name it. Today, we have Lachlan McCullough, Director at Cooper McCullough Group, and was the person that introduced me to the world of FIFO and the mining industry in Central Queensland.
Hey, how are you?
Lachlan? I'm good.
Yeah,
Is it okay if I call you Lachie? Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up where you are today?
I guess I'm civil engineer by trade. So went to University of Queensland when I finished school. Studied there, and then I got my first break with Thiess back before Thiess was a mining company. Back when it was a civil company, now it's CPB of today. So worked on some pretty iconic, amazing projects with them. Out at in Brisbane as well as FIFO. So we're involved in the Cavalry mine, constructing that mine, and I guess that was my first taste of the FIFO world and the mining world. And having done both residential or Brisbane sort of urban projects and then the remote projects, greenfields works, I've sort of always found myself preferring, I guess, the remote works. So I guess we've got less constraints and a bit more of a run at it. So I've sort of, I guess, worked all around the country and found my way back out in Central Queensland after a few years in the industry, and been there the last few years really working around the local roads as well as the mining infrastructure and all the works out there in CQ. So been a lot of opportunities, I guess, for people that are willing to travel or willing to see other parts of Australia outside of the cities. So.
Yeah, it's definitely different to Brisbane or the Gold Coast. Can you tell us about a particular project or initiative or innovation, anything like that your team is working on that you're particularly proud of?
I think probably the main one that I'm proud of with our team, it's hard to pinpoint just a particular project, but I guess the main thing is we've only been trading probably 2.5 years now, and the main thing I'm mostly proud of is just the team and the culture we've developed, and just seeing these guys, from the start where you're trying to push and drive things, and you step back and you've got this team of these awesome individuals that are passionate about what they do. They're proud of the company and the quality of the work that we're delivering, and I guess they're taking it ownership of what they're doing, and they running with it, and the quality of the work, and we often have tight project timelines and just these guys always thinking the things that they are pushing to do and deliver in the timeframes we've got is something that I'm pretty proud of. So
yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you touched on the passion piece, because you're extremely passionate about what you do, and you're such an awesome entrepreneur. I guess with that, I'd love to know what keeps you going, what keeps you motivated to get up and push so hard.
I guess it's and that's the thing I probably love about this industry. I guess every industry is you've got your stress and your pressures, but I guess out of all the sweat and the tears and the late nights and you get to the end of it and you go, it's been a year or whatever, but you look back and reflect and you go, well, that's cool what we've built, and around Central Queensland now that I'll drive from Emerald to Dysart or down to Blackwater, and you drive through these old projects that you've done, or you drive past these projects, and every time I drive through, I stop and have a look and go, how's it holding up? How's this? And you get that sense of pride or achievement. You're sort of kind of going, oh yeah, this is awesome still. Like this is so much better than it used to be. And I guess that's what, through all the heartache, there's a net result at the end there that you can be proud of. So.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why I wanted to be a civil engineer as well. I remember, because I grew up in Dubai, and I remember seeing it change so much over the years, and I was like, wow, I want to be part of something like that. I want to be involved in a project that I can look back in many years time and go,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
I was part of that. So I can definitely relate. That's awesome. Speaking of evolution, I would love to get your take on, you've been in the industry a while now. What are some of the evolution things that you've seen, or things that you've seen evolve over the years that you're absolutely loving? Like this is the way the construction industry is heading, and you are proud to be part of that.
I think some of the technology we've got in construction now is pretty cool. And I mean, GPS has been around for a while now, but just the quality of it and the imagery that we're getting, and gone are the days of just pegs setting out jobs and building with that. I think some of the technology that we're seeing in the actual construction, guys getting pretty much your full drawing updates, being able to log in remotely to machines and upload new files, upload new designs, so you can be on a major project and actually have that technology like real time. The production outputs, you're getting live data from these machines, back. So you've got instantaneous information, so you can make a lot better decisions a lot quicker. And I think the AI space is starting to enter now, so that'll be the next thing. See how that goes. But I think there's a lot in some of the like cost tracking, project management software that you're starting to see. Gone are the days that you're getting your daily timesheets, keying them in, data entry and stuff. So starting to see a little bit more automation in that, from knowing machine hours straight through to project costs and all that. So I think there's going to be huge developments in that space. There's a lot of companies went to ConExpo earlier in the year, and there's a lot of companies, especially in America, that are sort of already starting to do these sort of exciting things. So having it automated right through to your maintenance, talking to your project management, your program, as well as your cost sort of integrated systems there. So keen to see a bit more of that in the future.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm really excited to see where AI goes in the industry, because I guess construction is notoriously, a slow mover in progression. I would say they're not really quick to adopt new things. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what kind of AI initiatives get implemented. I guess that kind of answers one of my questions about what would your vision for the future of this space be, unless you have anything else that you're hoping to see in the space.
One thing I'd like to see in the future, probably more political standpoint, it just seems to be going the way that every year there's more safety or more processes, more systems, same around the quality. And I'm just looking at and sort of going, well, are we actually improving the quality as a net result of some of these additional things, and then also actually applying a fit for purpose, so people, I guess, can get a bit prescriptive and sort of adopting, and you sort of go, well, the Bruce Highway is going to be treated differently to a rural road. So, and just sort of trying to get that understanding out, especially in the rural communities, and trying to actually make the taxpayer's dollar go a bit further. What other alternatives, what other ways can we build this, get the same design intent without, just adopting the same treatment. So I think there's still, and some of these local councils, because of their constraints, they are looking at, innovative ways or alternative methods outside of just your normal TMR road specs to actually achieve the same outcome for a lower budget. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of work being done, I think, on the sunny coast with recycled asphalt and things like that, which is really cool to see, using stuff that we already have, making things a bit more sustainable, easy accessible, low cost. I'm really interested in that space and to see where it goes. We kind of talked of what's working really well in the industry. I would love to hear your thoughts on what do you think some of the challenges are still within the space, and that could use a bit of work.
I think there's still a little bit of work in the whole end-to-end. With being a construction company there, you sort of go that there's a lot to get through the red tape, getting projects budgeted, getting designs done, projects approved and delivered. And I think they're doing more, I guess, industry networking events. And I think that's something that the companies that's doing it, or councils, are starting to do that and get buy-in with their local contractors, and just that transparency around, is there budget cuts, so because I think it just helps that what your pipeline of work or potential work might be in the area, and then when you're kept in the dark a bit, then all of a sudden, all right, this project's starting, and you had no feedback whether it might be coming your way or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's this scramble to get resources and people, and it's sort of going, can't you deliver? Can't you get this? It's just sort of you've I think more transparency and more openness in that, I think, could be really helpful, I guess, and from the contractor side, I guess, as well. And you see some of the councils, some of the clients are actually starting to do that. They're actually just having these open on to say, these are our budgets, these are our key projects, these are the priorities, these are ones that if we have money we'll do, if we don't, we don't. So at least you're sort of going into it going, okay, all right, well, you know where you stand, and you can plan your resources accordingly. So
yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a really good insight. Yeah. I never really thought of that. I guess one last question. This is just a bit of a fun one. What advice or encouragement would you give someone looking to enter and begin their journey in the civil construction or mining industries? Or what is some advice you would give your younger self?
Probably the best advice I got when I was young was just to take every opportunity, just say yes. If it's going to be hard, say yes. If it's going to put you outside of your comfort zone, say yes. Do it. I think everyone sort of, when you're weighing up your pros and cons of taking a different role, I think people sort of go, oh, what about money? What about roster? What about work-life balance? And I just think really early in your career, you go, what am I going to learn the most in? And what am I going to get the best exposure to my career in? Mm-hmm. And you make your decisions based on that. And you put yourself out there, you'll learn a lot in a lot shorter time. I think you'll progress your career. And then from there, when you're more senior, you'll have more work-life balance. The money will be there. Things will come because you've got that experience. That I think if you make your decisions based on that, I think you can't go wrong, and you'll enjoy it. You'll challenge yourself and you'll push yourself. You won't become bored and despondent in a role. If you find that you're going to work and don't have a zest for life, you're not enjoying it, shake it up. Go do something different. Put yourself out there. Do something daunting, challenging, and you'll grow from it and you'll challenge yourself. And it may not be a forever thing, but it might be enough that it sort of gives you a different perspective, different experience. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, I moved across the world,
exactly.
So I agree.
Yeah. Very bold. That's good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking with me today, Lachie, and coming on the podcast. This has been so much fun. And thank you to the listeners. See you next time.